everyone, Spiritual Essence here again, and if you recall, last time I made a video about how the Bloody Mary ritual works, why it works, what are the precautions to take when doing it, and how to protect yourself. Let me see. I have built another example on Minecraft. Hold on. So we have this big old house here. Beautiful. As you can see, there is the bathroom of which I did the Bloody Mary example with. Now, just to be clear, this is not about me doing these rituals, because I, for one, am against them. I do not condone people doing these rituals because I do believe that they actually have real-world negative effects. I am just showing you examples of what to do because I cannot tell you what to do. I could just advise you whether or not I think it's a good idea or not. So for this one, this is for the Midnight Game. Now, the origins behind the Midnight Game are dubious at best, like most of the legends associated with these rituals are. I have heard and also done as much research as I possibly could that this was a form of pagan punishment for those who were dishonorable, and those who were accused of treachery would be forced to perform this ritual and summon the Midnight Man, who would hunt you down. Though, considering that there is actually a safe way to play this game, quotation mark, or a safe way to perform this ritual is not something I would feel would be a pagan punishment, at least a proper one. Okay, so I'm going to show you around the house. Now, the reason it's so dark, that's because that's how the ritual must be played, in the dark. So we have a TV room with a big couch, a TV, crafting table, loom. In here we have the dining room, and it's adjacent to the kitchen. This is the bathroom. Now, this is the start of the bathroom. We have a shower system and a drain, a toilet, now both these stairs lead to the same place, it's just different areas. This one goes down here. Now there are bedrooms here. There's even smaller beds here with no real place in them, and some items. Same can be said for the other way around. Okay. So that is the overall house. So this is just to make an example of how the Midnight Game would be played. Although I don't know why I keep saying game. It's probably because it's always said that it's a game, even though it is a ritual. So, I am looking for something specific. So, nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So, what you are supposed to do is first make sure that all the lights in the home are turned off. That is important. Then you must write your name on a piece of paper, and this is the part that most people would be put off by. They must prick their finger with a needle and place a drop of their own blood on the piece of paper. And then I've also heard variations where they're also supposed to write Midnight Man 3 times. And then they are supposed to tape it to a door or sometimes set it on a table. And then once they do this, they have to make sure that it's at least 5 minutes to midnight because the game must start at midnight. No exceptions. Once midnight hits, they light a candle. I know this is more than one candle. In fact, let's make it more accurate. And then, once the candle is lit on midnight precisely, the game begins. And even though you can't carry candles with you in Minecraft, especially lit, we're just going to pretend. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go throughout the house with the candle in hand, and you must make sure that it is lit at all times, because the Midnight Man is on the prowl for you. He's hunting you. And you're supposed to go just from room to room with the candle and make sure it is lit. If the Midnight Man manages to blow out your candle, you do not have long to relight it before he has got to you. Now, I have unfortunately heard stories where people have not managed to light their candle in time, or sometimes they have played this game and they have been haunted by the Midnight Man anyway. So that is how the game/ritual is played. You are basically supposed to walk throughout your house with the candle alight until 3 a.m. Once 3 a.m. hits, you can blow out the candle safely, and you have successfully escaped the Midnight Man. I have never played this, and nor will I. I do not like the thought of having a spirit enter my household, especially because I live with family. I do not want to put them in harm's way. But even if it was just myself, the home is supposed to be a safe place where you feel safe and comfortable. And you are putting that in jeopardy by playing this game. Now, quite a few people believe that they don't believe in this at all, and so that is why they play the game. But games like this, rituals like this, have often made believers from skeptics. And I haven't known anyone personally to play the game, but I have heard stories, many chat rooms on the internet. Some were more believable than others, but the gist of it is, it's not always the fact that keeping the candle alight will keep you safe from this spirit. Sometimes it's too late, and just by calling this spirit, and he will come. The Midnight Man is supposed to be a very vengeful spirit. Now, I cannot corroborate whether or not the origins of the ritual are valid. All I heard was that it was once used by pagans to punish those accused of treason and cowardice, and they were forced to play this game or perform this ritual, and if they manage to escape from the Midnight Man, then they would be proven innocent again. Though I doubt pagans would resort to that. Usually they would kill traitors and punish them harshly, more harshly than relying on a spirit to do away with them. So that's where I have my doubts. Especially Viking culture. Vikings punished those accused of treachery and dishonor very harshly. And they didn't rely on spirits, they relied on their own weapons to do it. So that's where they lose me on that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling this house with light while I talk. Okay. So, what do we have to initiate this ritual? What all happens to summon the Midnight Man? Well, okay, so you write your name on a piece of paper. Names have energy, especially those who have been around for a while. They've had enough time to actually associate their name with themselves and therefore give it energy. And other people know that also. Therefore, other people inherently give it energy as well. So you are giving this spirit your name, which names hold power. Even if you don't feel yourself to be someone who is worth much in terms of power, it don't matter. It does not matter. Names hold power regardless. And then the drop of blood on the piece of paper. Blood holds a whole lot of energy, which is why for some profane rituals they require one to prick their finger or sometimes shed more blood. Sometimes the blood of others, unfortunately, which I never condone such things. Animal and human sacrifice are never something you should have to go through to attain what you want to attain. There are other ways, better ways to do so. The only spirits that would gladly require such things are those who you would never want to associate with in the first place. So therefore, it is not worth it to do such things. But for the Midnight Game, a drop of blood is required to, in essence, give the spirit your scent, your energetic scent. And this will allow him to pursue you. He has your name, and he has your drop of blood. And then you call him forth to hunt you on purpose, which I do not think is wise at all. Definitely not. And you are basically playing a game of hide and seek, which there is a self game of hide and seek that you play by yourself that is similar, where you are basically hiding from a spirit. I don't know all the details of such game or ritual, but I know that it is not worth playing. So the dark. Oh, I've explained in the last video I made with the Bloody Mary ritual that the darkness elicits fear from us naturally as humans. So by shutting off all the lights in a house, we lose that sense of comfort. As I said, the house, the home, is supposed to be a place of comfort and relaxation, and when you take that away, that elicits only fear. And so basically you were empowering the Midnight Man and giving him power to find and get you. Now, candlelight. The candle is just a simple lit candle, But this light gives us a sense of hope, a sense of protection. Like the light is almost like a force field around us from the darkness around us. The one bright spot in a sea of darkness. So it is with that we have to keep in mind that it's really on whether we believe or not that the candle will be enough to protect us. But considering that it is just a plain old candle, there is still the risk of the Midnight Man snuffing it out. And with that, you also have to worry about relighting the candle in the dark while the Midnight Man is slowly creeping up on you. Which truly is a scary thought. I would definitely not feel comfortable doing this, even in the comfort and safety of my own home, because I am removing both of those from the picture. And I absolutely would not want to have that happen to me, to be honest. So, as with all these rituals, I would advise heavily against anyone playing this game. But I know there's going to be a group mainly of young people who are like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I want. In fact, I'm going to do this just because you said I shouldn't do this. And fine. That's fine. I cannot tell you what to do, as I am not your boss or your parent. You can make your own decisions. But if you are going to do this, at least allow me to give you some protective tips and caution against. For starters, I would not use blood in this instance when writing on the paper. You can write your name, but I would not use a drop of blood, because blood usually elicits pain, and when you are shedding the blood with the pain, you are creating a negative energy field, basically allowing for a spirit portal to open. I would also pray over the paper that has your name on it to kind of lessen the evil that is trying to come through with the paper, which is essentially a starter for the portal. Along with that, the candle you use. If you have a spell candle that you know has been used for protection before, that should have already protective energies on it. So what I would do is I would re-energize it before you partake, to kind of give you a little extra protection, to make sure that if the Midnight Man does manage to come through, he cannot so easily touch or blow out the candle. What else would I would do? Around your home, I would probably try to be safe and burn incense or sage that you have prayed over. That way, it at least gives a less welcoming environment for the Midnight Man. Now, some may argue that this defeats the purpose entirely. The Midnight Man's not going to show up because I did all these things. It's a small price to pay for not being haunted for the rest of your life, and having the Midnight Man constantly torture you and torment you mentally, maybe physically. And from what it sounds like, the Midnight Man is a form of demon or some sort of shadow person whose intentions is to keep your soul. So therefore, inherently evil. So I would do my best to perform these cautions, and in fact, after you're done with the ritual, I would also heavily pray. Pray over your space, pray over your house, just to make sure that his essence does not linger. Because as you can see while I'm putting this light around, the home can be a truly inviting place with light in it, whether it's physical light or energetic light. And that's really my thing for the fact that you should not. I don't think you should partake in this, but once again, I cannot stop you. And therefore, I would just like to say, if you're going to play this ritual or game or whatever you want to call it, be cautious. Because the Midnight Man is very real, just as Bloody Mary is real. So I would just be very careful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And have a good day, everyone. Be safe.